Is this thing on? I gotta spit out my gum. Ah, up a little bit, down a little bit. Lighting okay. I gotta turn those bubbles off. That's probably better. Okay, that's better. Oh hey, what's up guys? Today we're gonna be doing something a little bit different. We're gonna look at some footage from Aquashella and then we're gonna talk about it, kind of go through it, because I didn't do any talking while I was at the show. I filmed a lot of stuff, but no talking. So I'm gonna kind of go through and narrate it a little bit. We're gonna talk about some crazy betta fish here right off the bat that the pair combined is worth more than all my cars put together, so that's cool. And then we're just gonna go through and talk about what we did. It was an awesome trip. I had a blast. All the creators that went, I'm sure, had just as equally of a fun time. And yeah, let's go ahead and let's get right into it. Before we get to the betta fish here, which we will in just like 5 seconds, let's take a look here at just like all the crazy art at Aquashella. Right when you walk in the door after you get your ticket, you get to go through this crazy tunnel of fluorescent art and pictures and sculptures and all of this stuff. It's just absolutely kind of mind-blowing how they put this all together for the show. Well, anyway, let's fast forward to the betta fish area. This was, I believe it's, where's that dude's card? So, Ben Betta Aquatic. His Instagram is Ben_Betta_aquatic. You can check out more of what he's got, but he had this insane pair of betta fish that he explained to me was a rare mutation, and it basically just means that the fish has 2 caudal fins, okay? So the tail, their end tail, their caudal fin, it has 2 of them. It's connected a little bit at the top, and I believe he referred to the mutation as a fantail mutation. So this is a quote-unquote fantail betta fish. It looks like, what is this guy? Just a half moon, maybe a placat with a little bit of koi stuff going on in it. Still learning my betta terminology here, but it was a really interesting fish. It was pretty interesting because he said that these fish were just a couple of really just a handful that exist right now, or at least are known to exist. They have a breeding pair, or at least a pair that they're going to try and breed, and hopefully get some offspring that carry this mutation as well. It seems to be one that doesn't affect the fish in any kind of a negative way. It doesn't create any issues with them, like swimming wise or anything like that. It's just a kind of a really interesting feature to have that split tail thing going on. And so these guys aren't for sale, but if they were to go up, like at an auction type thing, I mean, he was saying that $5 grand per fish would be probably the least amount that they would go for. And who knows, there's going to be some crazy betta dude or chick that would probably drop a lot more if there was a bidding war. So kind of interesting. I hope they get some good offspring and we see this eventually in the hobby. It's kind of cool. More like the Mace video or the Puff Daddy video where they have the puff out. Something else that I got to do while in Dallas that wasn't necessarily a part of Aquashella, but a lot of us who are involved with Fritz, was we got to go to the Fritz headquarters. So this is one of their manufacturing plants. I think they have a few others around the country, but the one in Dallas, they have a laboratory. They do a ton of stuff there. We got to check out the aquarium scientists and what they do in their lab. It was really cool. They have tanks up and they're doing experiments and they're testing out new products, doing product development, stuff like that. So we got to get a tour of the Fritz place and it was a lot of fun. I'm very appreciative that they let us come in and do that. And I also got to see Corey wear this really funny suit because he had short pants on, and you go into a place like this, you have to have long pants on. So Corey had to wear the suit, and he had to go through all that. It was not a cold day, so I feel bad for him, just a little bit, not really though. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
We didn't we just cultured it.
Oh, you just cultured it? Okay.
I
certify that as correct.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll
correct.
be here on Monday.
Let's pull up another clip here, get rid of that one. Do I have one? I have to have one of the Velociraptor. Universal Rocks had a pretty cool Velociraptor statue that was in the Amazon room, a little section of the show that's dedicated to freshwater stuff. And yeah, I'm actively trying to figure out how to get one of those with those guys, so wish me luck on that. The YouTube booth was obviously a big part of the show for me, as well as all the other YouTubers that got to make it out to the show. And so we hung out there. Across from us was Waterbox, a company that is helping me do some things this year as well. So they had a booth. They had some of their big freshwater tanks, their new line of tanks there. So that was cool to get to see those in person for the first time. They're super beautiful and super clear. So it was super fun to hang out with those guys and drink coffee and eat donuts all day. Never a bad thing. One thing that I really liked about Aquashella was that it seemed like there was always something kind of bigger going on, like whether it was George and Joey having an aquascape battle in the front, or, you know, there was like a speaker in the back, or there's just always something extra kind of going on. So while you're navigating through the show, there's something else kind of bigger going on that you can go and check out and be involved with. Obviously, there's a ton of saltwater and reef stuff going on that I'm not super plugged into, but if you are, I mean, that whole scene is there. You get the glasses, you get to, you know, block out the blue light so you can really see the corals. I think that's interesting. I'm saving myself for a little bit later in life to get more involved in that aspect of this big aquarium hobby thing. Still plenty of freshwater stuff. I feel like in the marketing for the show, they kind of show more of the saltwater stuff, but really there truly is a 50-50 split on the fresh and saltwater stuff. Still a ton of cool freshwater stuff. Right by the YouTube booth was this nuts circular tank that a local company did. They had all these, they had like 600 neon tetras going around in it. I put a video up on Instagram and it got like 1 million more views than normally. So obviously that was something that really interested a lot of people. I was super into that. And I walked home with another cool piece of art from their booth. If you were following along, you probably saw that. I don't want to, you know, give too much away on that. I also had kind of like a surprise aquascape demo thing that happened to me on Saturday morning. That ended up being pretty cool. It was a little like impromptu sort of a thing, so I had to rush together to find some scaping materials, and then I put on a little like aquascape demo for a small crowd. That was fun. That's the first time that I've ever done something like that, and so it got me kind of thinking about how to do that sort of thing, but in a little bit of a better way, maybe be a little bit more prepared. Like I said, it was kind of like a last minute, like, oh hey, yeah, you're gonna do this, and so I had to scramble a little bit, but I think it turned out pretty good. I mean, I hope the people there had a good time. Answering questions and stuff is always, I think, the most important thing, or at least what people want to get, where people get the most out of something like that. So my dudes Daniel and Viet from Space City Fish and Coral were also at the show. They brought a ton of their betta fish with them. I think they ended up doing pretty well. So I hung out at their booth for a while, checking out some of their fish. Something that these guys are thinking of starting to do, and I wanted to get your opinion on it, was they're going to offer a really nice photograph of the betta fish that you decide to buy from them. So it's going to be like an add-on thing. I thought that was like a pretty cool idea. Let me know what you guys think of that down in the comments. I mean, there's like a million more things to say about the show. This could easily be me just talking for like 2 hours about the show, but I'm not going to do that to you guys. Just know that it was awesome. I had a great time. I don't know anybody that didn't have an amazing time. The line on Saturday was like a mile long. It was crazy. All the people that you know, didn't pre-order tickets, they know to pre-order them next time to make sure they get in. It was nuts. It was so crazy to see just that many people down to come to an aquarium convention. It was something else. So I had a blast. I mean, talking to just so many people, meeting new people, talking about, you know, not just YouTube, but just the hobby in general. It was really refreshing, and it kind of inspired me. It got me a little bit more fired up to do what I do. So thank you so much to everybody that came up and said hi and interacted with me and all the other YouTubers. It was fantastic. We love that stuff, and it really means a lot. So thank you. Okay guys, so now we're in the AQUAPROS meeting portion of the video. Thank you for making it this far, and let me explain a little bit. So 1 million years ago, I started talking about the 125 build, and it was going to be really cool, and then it just like never happened. We were always waiting on materials, something wasn't quite right, and obviously it's not done. The 125 gallon tank was going to be my attempt at a quote-unquote masterpiece. It was always supposed to be the coolest scape down here, the one that's on the biggest scale, just the most impressive thing that I felt like I could possibly create and share with you guys. And I was really lying to myself, because I knew that I didn't really want to do it in the 125, specifically just this tank, because the tank isn't perfect, right? It's got a rim, the stand on it isn't really that great. That doesn't really matter, but I knew that if I was going to put 100% of my effort and my time into making something that was awesome, I wanted to do it in a tank that was going to last a really long time and be something that was just perfect. And so I attempted to, you know, trim the rim down on the tank so that it didn't really show up that much and we could get like the best out of what we had. That's no longer going to be the case though. We're not going to be using this tank. It's out of here later today. But it will be replaced very soon with something amazing. And I'm so excited to get my hands on, my battery's dying, so I have to do this really fast now, but what we do over here is going to be crazy. It's going to be insane. It's going to be a multiple part thing, like just 100% all out effort, and I hope you guys love it. With that said, Pond Season 2 is also like happening right now. I can't wait any longer. Like, it's already going to be halfway through April. We need to get started on that. That in itself is a ton of work. So there's a lot happening right now, but it's really exciting. If you guys want to see all of this stuff before the videos come out, think about becoming a member on the channel. It helps support everything that I'm doing here so much, and I appreciate it so much if you decide to go the extra mile with me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned because it's about to go down.